Being an introvert, is it something that I wish to be or that I would like to be? Nah. Of course, people want to be more outgoing, more fun, more popular. You want to be the most liked. You want people to like you. But in my eyes, just being the most liked or just even gaining so much attention is exhausting for me naturally. And before I didn't even know what an introvert was, I kind of stumbled upon this whole idea of introversion, and people would tell me that I was an introvert, and some would even say that I'm laid back, or some would say that I'm shy. It just really depends on who I stumble upon. And I used to get offended by the word shy because if you look up the definition of shy, it's somebody that is very timid, very nervous, and they're showing nervousness, like they're scared or like they're bashful. And being timid is not something that is a good thing. So I always seen being shy as a negative trait because I never considered myself as shy. And people that would come up to me, they would handle me in a way that would make me more reserved. Naturally, I thought that I was the person that was just being who I am, being myself, and hoping that others would accept me for who I am ever since a young age. I have had different qualities about me that I didn't know was different from other people. And not to say I didn't get along with other people, it's just that a lot of things took more out of me than most people would. And I would find myself retreating or reserving back to a place that was comfortable for me. And a lot of people seen that as shy. And so they kind of gave me the definition of being an introvert. And I say that because I never considered myself as such. I consider myself being who I am as a normal individual that is different from other people, just like other people are different from other people. We are different in our own ways, and a lot of people don't like to accept that. So, it has been a rocky road. I would say that most of my life I hated it and I struggled with it. Struggled with trying to be something that I was not. Struggled with trying to do things that other people did just to try to fit in, and it exhausted me and took a lot out of me. I did gain some traction. Did gain some attention. I even gained some friends out of it, but I wasn't able to keep those things because that was not me. And the sad part of being an introvert is a lot of times you feel like you can't be yourself, or you have to be someone else to fit in. Even it even affected my dating life. That's why I haven't been in a lot of relationships or been with a lot of people because of the introverted reason. Um, I've had I've had a time in my life where I was really like this guy one time, and his family was really outgoing and really very loud people, and they was your typical nice big happy family, a little rough around the edges, but to me, I didn't think anything of it. I was actually excited to meet his parents. I was excited to go and, see what else he know about this person and see what else he has to offer and learn more things about this person. But then when I walked in, I said hello, and they kind of stared at me, and I always get this reaction with people. It's like you might find an extroverted person, they'll walk into the room and they already know what this person's about. They already can see the confidence and the aurora about this person, and they're always welcoming them in open arms, and they treat them like they're popular, a celebrity. They don't think twice about them. They don't nothing concerns them. They don't look them up and down. They don't try to figure them out because they already have this natural confidence about them when they look at them and when they walk in the door, to where they are already, trying to win this person over. But I never get that. When I walk into a room, it's like everybody stops talking. All eyes are on me, trying to figure out, what am I going to do? What is she going to say? She looks scared and she looks timid. And while a lot of people think that it's all in your mind, it's a natural thing that just happens over and over again. And it's kind of the way people treat you when you are introverted or when you are shy. it actually makes things worse for them because they start evaluating themselves. And so I come home and I say, dang, why do people always ask me what's wrong with me? Why, when I speak, they tell me, speak up. We can't hear you. We can't hear you. Oh, I know you can talk louder than that. Or they'll point out little things that's wrong with me instead of embracing me with open arms. They'll act like I'm timid, or they'll push these words on me and say that I'm doing these things when I feel myself that I'm just coming in and being normal. And that's what it was in that setting. It was the whole everybody's quiet, everybody's staring, I'm speaking, and it's like, they don't, half of them don't speak back. They just look at me like, who is this person? And actually the mom did ask, who is this? Instead of speaking back, who is this? And that made me feel some kind of way. And it could not even have anything to do with me, but for an introverted person or a shy person that has been going through people trying to pick them apart all of their lives, it always stems back to, okay, what's wrong with me? What's wrong with me? You know? And it's something that I had to work through. It's something that has gave me a little bit of depression. And sometimes it can lead to a social anxiety because you get tired of dealing with people. You get tired of not knowing the next circle you're going to get into, how you're going to fit in, how are things going to play out, how are they going to make your life miserable. And you have to try to learn how to do things to make yourself happy. You can, my love life and my dating life of me finding a guy that I'm interested in, and he's interested in all of my qualities and things about me, but then learning that the circle does not accept me because I'm not extroverted, or not accepting me because I'm not all loud and crazy like they like people. It bothers me, and it actually gives me a sense of detachment towards people. I tend to not want to go further in relationships, or tend to not want to be with people for a long period of time because I think that I'm making my life I think that I'm making their lives miserable. I think that I'm going to cause a big strain on their lives and their circles because people don't like me. And that's a lot of times what people fail to express about their secrets and the things that they're dealing with in life when it comes to childhood issues and childhood traumas. When I was growing up, I was emotionally abused by a lot of the women in my family. I was called names, called out of my names, um, being talked about for how I look, how I speak, how I do things, not being a certain type of way, having a lot of pressure put on me since the age of 10, you know, because my circle changed. And it didn't it didn't do me much justice in my growth because I would find myself not being able to look a person in the eye when I was talking to them. But then once I overcame that and I found confidence in myself, I got more discipline, I started doing work on myself. I found myself at a place to where I'm unstoppable. I can do what I want to do. I can make moves, I can make things happen, but then I also still struggle with the ability to be accepted by other people, and um, knowing that if I'm not accepted by other people, then it's okay. You don't have to be. And so it's like you're struggling in life trying to gain people's, get the okay from people. And it started from when I was a child. You're trying to be accepted, and every time you're trying to be accepted you get shot down. It's like you have to continue the journey until you are accepted, and you just keep starting over and over. And that's what I was doing in my life, starting over, starting over, starting over. It didn't work with these people, so let me try the next thing. Let me be this type of way. Okay, that didn't work, and let me be that type of way. When you're loud and you're fun and you're crazy and it's all an act and a show, they know it. They can sense the fakeness. They know who you really are on the inside, and they know how exhausted you are. And you can't keep up the facade for long, because the more you try to keep it up, the more exhausted you get. And then when you can't handle things anymore, more you run to the next solution. You starting over again, trying to find a different circle, trying to find people that's on your level, trying to find answers. And you never get the answers. The answer is inside of you. And that's what being tired of being an introvert is like. That is what it's like. People don't want to admit it. People want to appear confident all the time. People want to just think that, okay, if I appear weak or less confident, or if I don't disclose my secrets, or I don't disclose why I am the way I am and why I struggle with friendship, why I'm struggling in relationships, why am I struggling at work, if they don't talk about these things, they won't never find a solution. But if they do talk about these things, they will appear crazy or weak, or appear a certain type of way to the public, because they love to use a person's weaknesses, insecurities, and problems to feel more confidence about themselves, and to feel more power and feel more authority over you, because they know that you're weak in a lot of areas, and they don't use it to help you. They don't use it to help you. And so you have to keep it all inside and appear confident, just so people can respect you, and just so you won't get ran over, and so the situation won't get worse. And I understand that. That's why I started this channel, talking about things that people don't talk about, talking about things that we wish to speak upon, we wish to try to correct, to get in a circle to where we can confide and we can come up with solutions, instead of being cyber or internet bullies, or being real life bullies in life. Learning how to accept people for their differences, accept people for their behaviors, and not treat anybody different, or just treat anybody wrong outside of the comfort of your care. If I walk into the room, speak to me just like you would speak to anybody else. Welcome me with open arms just like you would welcome anybody else. Don't look at me as awkward. Don't look at me as weird. Don't look at me as an outcast, because you're making me these things. This is how the outside people make introverts, or make shy people, or make depressed people, or people with social anxiety the way they are. Because when they do come in, and because they didn't walk with a firm demeanor, they didn't walk in with their head up, they didn't walk in talking loud and speaking to everyone, that they are not normal. Don't look at them as not normal. Embrace them with open arms. Act like you're happy to see them, and speak to them just like you would anyone else. And I guarantee you that would help them feel like they are also important, instead of picking them apart. Let's not notice the tone in their voice. Let's just speak back. Let's not tell them speak up as if they were a child. Let's say, excuse me, I didn't hear you. Or if you did hear them, speak back. And those are things that we can work on when we're socializing with people. It's about socialization skills, because a lot of these things that people do make people who they are. It makes them who they are, and if they aren't that way at the time, it can make them get into that space where they are. I have seen people change for many years due to the fact of how the population has treated them, because it is a thing of emotional abuse and social abuse, to the mind, to the body, and to the spirit. I have not been able to keep best friends because of the exhaustion, because of the things that they require from me, from the time they require from me, from the jealousy, from the, expectations, and all the expectations from many different people. And to those people, they may see that as, you know, she's different. She doesn't care, or it's a lot of things that we should just try to understand about each other, and why people do the things that they do, and why people say the things that they say, and how people can tend to be a certain type of way because too much is a lot to handle. They don't have nervous breakdowns for no reason. People don't have anxiety for no reason. And just because you don't feel it, that doesn't mean it's not out there. That doesn't mean it's not real. That doesn't mean it's not true. A person will not understand you until they are you. But if you can't feel it and you can't understand it, at least try to strive to communicate better and treat each other better, whether you're introverted or extroverted. We all are humans. That's my story. You guys comment below. Let me know what you think about that. I have a lot more to say, a lot more that I think about, and a lot more things that I want to tell you guys. And right now, as I'm sitting here talking on this microphone, I'm not probably expressing everything that I want to express at the moment, but we will get there in time. We will get there in time.